Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I've just started the Survivor. We're in round 1, and a lot of people were asking how I go about winning. And well, we're just going to record the entire match, regardless of how well I do, whether I win or lose. And we'll show you what happens. So I started with a pro, Sasha Banks. I started with 2 of her, and we also got a pro. Shayna Baszler, but we're going to make the Sasha Banks because she tags. We have a left and right. Now we have an up and down arrow, but we're going to get rid of this card because next turn we're going to make a pro Shayna Baszler. So we're going to trade the Tamina to the opponent and just see what we get from there. In just every round, you just make a decision. So here you go. Okay, not fantastically helpful. So in this instance, yeah, we will try and win the first game. And my pro should beat them. Okay, so we're 1-0 up. So now toughness. Shayna Baszler actually has higher toughness. Let's try and just win the first 2 games. Oh no, that's his pro, okay. Unfortunately, that's not going to be fantastic. So to save myself from losing a life, I'm going to use the super meter at this point, because I would have lost that game. And that keeps me alive, which means that I still have all 3 lives intact, and it also gives a loss to that opponent as well. So it does 2 things. Now, a lot of the time it's probably better to leave your super meter as close to the end as possible, but it's also important to have those initial first few wins. So let's combine these 2 Shayna Baszlers. Okay, that's good. So we now have an up arrow and a down arrow, so now we need to decide which one we're getting rid of, which is going to be this one. Yeah, although I've got 2 of her here, she's not as helpful because we have 2 tag teams here. So that's the one that we want to get rid of, because we don't want to break up the tag teams. Oh, getting someone from Japan, I think. I think that's kanji. I don't read kanji, I don't know what exactly that says, but it's very interesting to see. Oh good, and that's another pro, which we just got lucky in having. So we're going to throw out these 2. Okay, so we win because we've got a pro and it tags. They've just got a pro, it's both up arrows. Next tag team, let's go for these 2. Hope for a similar result. Yep. Well, I mean, he's going to have a fortified 1 after this, so now is the best time to beat him. And then the last card. Oh, we won that as well. Last game obviously didn't matter as much. And that is us now going 3-0. So the next thing we're going to do is going to make another pro, and that will be a Sasha Banks and was it Indy Hartwell? I can't remember what the other female was. And that will give us a left and right arrow that's both pro, as well as our Shayna Baszler, which is an up arrow pro. And the real secret is having as many different pros as possible, especially if they're different arrows, so that you can continue to tag with them. But it does come down to a partial amount of luck just getting these. So yep, we're going to combine these 2. Is that Liv Morgan? Alright, yeah, it's Liv Morgan. Cool. That's pretty cool. So this is the one we're going to be getting rid of, because we want to keep our up-down tag team, we want to keep our left-right tag team. Now, our left-right tag team is obviously stronger, but this is where it starts getting more difficult to get a pro. You just have to get like there's a part that you just kind of want to get lucky and hope that the opponent just gives you a pro. So here we go, you take that. Okay, she doesn't particularly help. So let's throw out the strong one first. You just have to have a feel for it, you know, you have to make a decision. So, yep, we've got 2 pros that tag. He has 1 pro, but he's got the tag team. But that means that we win. Next up, female tag team. So, I'm going to throw out these 2. We're going to keep the pro for later on. Okay, so we should lose that game. But we should win now. Oh no, he's got this. That means that we lose. But that's only because he got lucky. Oh no, we still win. Okay. Generally that over thing can, you know, like screw up strategy, something awful. Another thing that can really screw over strategy is reversals, because reversals can also just kill you. Overrun, that's what it's called. I was thinking of over triggers from Vanguard Zero, and I was thinking of overhaul from My Hero Academia, and I was like, over what? But yeah. So we are now 4-0. No one else is 4-0. That's what we've been doing. Now we can't make a pro this turn, so we're just going to have to look at our cards and decide what it is that we've got a higher chance of making a pro of. So we have an up arrow and we have a down arrow, so we have to get rid of the Bianca because she doesn't help us tag. Okay, so I have the option of Bianca. Right, I'll take the Shayna Baszler and I'll make her F1 next game. But in order to do that, I have to get rid of my Toni Storm. So sacrifice has been made, but it'll be better in the long run because it'll give us that fortified 1 from the next game onwards. So we'll give her the Toni Storm, which ruins that tag team, unfortunately. Oh, but we've we've been given the exact same Toni Storm, so that's good. So let's throw out our 2 pros. And also speed is good for them as well. So he's got a pro and a non-pro, so we should win. Good. Next up, female tag team. I'm going to throw out the 2 non-pros, yep, because I was worried. Because if he had a singular pro, then I'd have lost that game, and he had 2 of them, so... And then I'm going to gamble on winning the last match with my pro Shayna Baszler. And hopefully he doesn't have a pro. Yep, so we should win that one. And that's literally all the strategy that's involved. It's just reading the opponent, thinking, okay, when are they going to throw out their pros? You know, at what point do I want to, what's called overextend? You know, when I want to use all my pros at one match. So generally, I tend to throw out my best things in the first game because it will push the opponent into a corner and right, so let us fortify 1, our Shayna Baszler, which is fantastic now. So her I'm going to try and keep for single matches. I'm going to use my 2 pros for the tag team, and this is the card that I'm going to be giving to the opponent. So if we get 2 tag teams, I'm just going to use this, and we're just going to use this. But if we get a tag team in a single, I'm going to use her for the single, and I'm going to use these 2 for the tag team. That is the strategy that I'm going for. So you can take this one. But it's important to have these different arrows, you know, the up and down arrow and the left and right arrow. Cool, that's going to be a fortified 2. Shayna Baszler after this. So the only way you're beating me... Okay, you're not beating me in that one. That's a pro and a non-pro. The only way they're beating me generally is if they've got a fortified 1 and a pro. And also Sasha Banks is pretty strong, so it has to be a really good one. So, female tag team, we're going to use these 2, and we're going to keep the fortified 1. So once again, they threw out the pro, the 2 pros second. And now I'm going to throw out the fortified one, which should win. And also we've got the overrun as well, so that works even stronger in our thing. Oh, he used the super meter, I think. Well, he used something, because that wasn't meant to happen. Like, there's no way that that had 18 million. But it didn't look like a super meter, so I don't know what that was. If someone can let me know in the comments below, I'm very curious. So let's make our fortified 2 Shayna Baszler. I feel like we shouldn't have lost that last match. Okay, this is what we're going to give to the opponent. But we're in a strong position because we've got a strong tag team, we've got a strong single, and the other 2 cards. So I mean, so long as you can win 2 games, that's all you care about. So I'm going to hand you over to the opponent. Oh, and that's a Pro Tony Storm, so that's very cool. So we got lucky with that. Okay, we lose that one, or do we? I'm not sure. No, okay, we don't. I thought that was a Pro and an F1 that was tagging, but it was just an F1. Right, so single, we're going to throw out the Shayna Baszler and hope that that wins. Yep, that's what should have happened last time. And then for the single, we'll just throw out this Tony Storm. It doesn't matter at this point because we won 2-1. Or 3-0. As long as you get 2 wins, that's all that matters. So one of these 2 will be eliminated, and then I'm going to go 6-1 against someone that's 5-2. So all I need to do is win 1 more game, and I win. Although I really feel like we should have went 7-0. I don't know why we lost that game where the opponent's card just jumped up to 18 million. I mean, I had the fortified 1 Pro Shayna Baszler, and they were using a single normal card, so confusing. So we're against Jonas in the final. So this means we're already guaranteed a Meyer card, but if we win, we get a Maelstrom card as well. So let us pro our Tony Storms. And there we go. Okay, that's what we're giving to the opponent. So we've got this tag team, and we've got this tag team, and this one is the one that we're just going to, like, basically use to throw a match. So, if there's a tag team, I'm going to use this. If there's a single, I'm going to probably use this. But probably the first single, I'm probably going to throw out the non-pro, the single. So, here you are, you take that, Bianca Belair. Okay, that doesn't help in the slightest. So female tag team, we're going to go with these 2. And also it's speed, which is very good for Sasha Banks. Okay, so we lose this game because that's a fortified 1 and it's the same cards. But that means that they've used their fortified 1. So, well, that's an inconvenience. Right, so now we have to use this. I think we're probably going to lose this match. So we win that game. And now we have to hope for a single. Okay, and we'll have to hope that our Pro Tony Storm wins this. Yeah, because they don't have a Pro. Because they used 2 fortified 1s. And there you go. That is how you use basic strategy to win a Survivor. So the only thing you missed from the start of round 1 that I didn't record was that I opened with 2 Sasha Banks in my opening move. So let us claim the reward. We get an exclusive draft pick, 25 picks. We get a Maelstrom Montez Ford and a Meyer Finn Balor. Very cool little picks. So, is Survivor partly luck-based? Yes, but it's luck-based to an extent. Like, if you've got a better strategy, if you know what you're doing, if you know when to throw out cards, you have a higher chance of winning than what the opponent does. Whereas you know, it's not just down to, like, sometimes you can get unlucky. Sometimes you'll get unlucky and, you know, you'll throw out a Sasha Banks for a speed and you'll have won, and then the opponent will get a reversal and return to power or toughness, and, you know, they'll win and you'll be screwed out of that victory. Sometimes the opponent, like what happened to me, where I had the Pro Fortified going up against the opponent's single card, and I somehow lost because they just jumped up to 18 million. And I don't know, I don't think that was overrun. I don't know what that was, but sometimes that does happen. So I don't know what that's about. Sometimes you'll just get unlucky and you just won't get any pros at all. Like, the opponent won't give you any, you won't draw into any, and that sucks. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about that either. But generally, you want to try and manipulate it as much as possible. You want to try and give yourself, like, if you can give yourself all left and right arrows, that's the best possible situation. What I was working with was not as great because I had an up and down arrow and a left and right arrow. Whereas if they were all left and right arrows, then I could choose what cards that I wanted to tag with. You know, so if it was speed, I would pick, you know, like Sasha Banks and someone else that was good with speed. If it was a power, then I would choose, you know, like Charlotte Flair or something like that. So it's all just about, and also you have to choose when you want to throw out your pros. Like, do you want to throw out your pros at the start, or do you want to keep them for the end? Because you have to win 2 of the 3 games. In one of them, you kind of want to throw out your weak card so that they'll throw out their fortified 1, and then from that point onwards, you'll have the advantage, because there's no way they can have multiple fortified 1s in the early game. So that is it for this video, folks. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into the strategy that I used to win these survivors. I've won a couple of them so far. Oh, well, let's look at our exclusive draft board. Oh, there's a rock. That's cool. I need Tim for the little rock event that's going on, where you have to win a match using the rock card. I'll give you this lovely sleeve. And up until this point, all I had was a very old... I'll show you what it is I'm using, actually. I'm using this Last Man Standing Shattered Rock because I didn't have anything better. So, I'll show you what I've managed to win so far. So as you can see, I've won quite a few of the Survivor games, which have given me these Maelstrom cards. So this Yokozuna I got from the store, and I think the Ultimate Warrior was my freebie, and I got 2 others from the 100 card packs. But other than that, I think the rest of these are all wins from Survivor. So it's definitely doable, it's definitely possible. And one of the great things about Survivor is that it's fast. It's not like King of the Ring, where it takes an entire day and then you can get into the final and then you can see the opponent's got like much stronger cards than you do and you've got no chance of winning, because that absolutely sucks. Also in King of the Ring, I am only on Mire tier, so I can only win a Mire card. Whereas on Survivor, it goes off your top 8, which is Maelstrom, so you actually get better rewards through that. And yes, with all of that strategy that's all been injected into your brains, then I think we are finished for this video. So if you did enjoy it, please give us a like, share and subscribe. Do leave a comment below and you have a chance of winning a prize worth £100. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can find me in the Discord in the description below. That's going to be it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.